years after we had broken up, we were like, not rekindling, but like a friendship type thing. It was kind of a comfort zone, and also it's like some kind of a Stockholm syndrome on my part, just dealing with a psychopath that I managed to escape from. I would like to say unscathed, but that would be false. So the other day while I was working on my car, hey everyone, my name is Babala Brooke. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. I feel like I've done another recording already today, and it's 1:23:24, and it's a Tuesday. I found out, I think yesterday, that the World Cup is next week or whatever. What is it called? The Super Bowl, which I always forget that term as well. So now I was like, no wonder it's so expensive. It's on February 11, 2024 in Las Vegas. And I'm always looking up where to go. And by the way, sidebar to this sidebar, whenever I look up hotels and prices, especially in the Caesar properties, prices they fluctuate. On the same dates, the prices fluctuate. Isn't that crazy? And anyway, I don't want to go too deep into that rabbit hole. While I was working on my car the other day, I'm just thinking now, this is going to be a rant, by the way, so be warned. I was working on my car trying to figure out how to get the batteries started, etc. I get a text. Do I know who this is? It's this guy. There are two people in the photo. One of them is this guy's daughter, so whatever. I mean, it was a given because the other person was Halle Berry. So obviously you're asking me if I know who Halle Berry is. And are you fucking kidding me with that question? First of all, I'm working on my car. I have battery acid in my hands. I wish you would ask me that in person right now. So I can take this fucking battery and splash this acid right in your face and then block your ass. Because what are you talking about? Do I know who Halle Berry? Who doesn't know who Halle Berry is, number one? Number two, why would you think that I possibly couldn't know who Halle Berry is? Based on what? Based on the fact that based on what? Based on the fact that I'm from Africa? You're from Africa too. Based on the fact that I live here? You live here too. You lived here longer than me. Based on what? Because you would know her because you lived in Los Angeles. I lived in Los Angeles too. I lived in Hollywood. I worked in Hollywood. I lived in Beverly Hills and worked in Hollywood. I say that particular part because actually I have even driven past, I don't know if she still owned that house, because I used to even now I still kind of do, if I happen to come across information that a celebrity lives in a certain area, why would I not go via that area and check it out? I mean, if I'm in the neighborhood, you know what I mean? Like if I'm in Big Bear and I find out so-and-so lives 1 mile from where I'm going to be at, Big Bear is small as it is, and I highly recommend a trip there if you've never been. It's one of my favorite places. So zen, so beautiful, small kind of resort town. They've got the Big Bear Lake. It's really nice there. And if you're a big fan or have ever been at some point or were exposed to it by association to the Bold and the Beautiful, that's how I found out about Big Bear. Listen, I knew about things like Big Bear before I even came to America. Talking about Big Bear, this small town, and this person thinks that I wouldn't know who international world multiracial superstar. I mentioned the multiracial part because it wouldn't just be the white people who would know of her. Like, if we want to go there, it could also be the black people, but it wouldn't just be the black people because she is both. Hello. Yeah. Anyway, so if I know about places, like, don't. Are you kidding me? Do not. This fucking guy is getting ready to get blocked. Just based on the condescendingness of his personality. And in his mid to late 50s, I thought it was older, there is nothing he can do to change that. That's just who he is. And I'm not sticking around long enough to even find out if there's a possibility of this person changing. I don't care if people do change, and they might, or even if it's guaranteed that they will change. Like, people definitely do change. Maybe that was the going thing in the world. People change, whether you want it or not. They will change, guaranteed. I don't care. I'm not going to be around long enough. I don't care. And they don't even change, by the way. That was just hyperbole. I don't know what that means. So I'm just like, he does things like that. He does. I don't know if I mentioned this to you, but I know I talked to a family member who I don't think gave a fuck about it. I should have just done a recording here. I was venting about him, and this person was probably like, oh my God, you're venting again. This is a whole nother thing that I don't want to get into. This person he says things like, if we're in the car together, and I've had the misfortune, whatever, of that, he would be like, where do you want to eat, dear? First of all, don't call me dear. Secondly, I don't want to eat. Can you just fucking take me home? But apparently those are not options. So where do I want to eat? Me? Anywhere. Just pick a place and we'll go there. Did I tell you this? I feel like I've talked to you about this. In case I have, I'll summarize it. But he says things like, why don't we go to Yoshinoya? Wait. Is that somebody's last name, or is that a restaurant? Anyway, let's just say it's a restaurant at this point. And I'm like, can we not? Why not? Why wouldn't we want to go there? Now we're starting a whole thing, and I am tired. I just landed from South Africa, where the connecting flight was delayed, and the thing was 30-something hours. I'm pooped. The last thing I want to talk about is anything, first of all. And I just want to get home so I can do packaging of these things and be discombobulated because I'm on a 9-hour jet lag reversal. So can we just, why do you not want to go to Yoshinoya? The reason I think that this is somebody's last name is because, it's Obayashi. And I don't mean to offend, but there's the guy, Obayashi, the comedian. I just watched an episode of his, and then I looked him up, whatever. Anyway, so it's Yoshinoya, I think. And this guy is like, why wouldn't I want to go there? I'm thinking, oh my God, I really would rather not go there. I'm not somebody who likes like Chinese food. I know Yoshinoya is not Chinese, but I'm saying I'm not somebody who likes that kind of deal. Any foods that have like sweet based. So like usually, it's not Worcester sauce. What's the other sauce that looks like teriyaki type stuff? All those like sweet based stuff. I don't even like barbecue, like BBQ. I don't know, barbecue sauce. I don't like any of that. Actually, he and I went to, maybe I'm spending way too much time with this person. Actually, and I don't even. We went to a restaurant to dinner one time. So that's a whole nother long story. And I had barbecued ribs for my meal. I think they were kind of cold. I don't know why I remember them being cold. Maybe it's the ones I just bought in the grocery store the other day. Anyway, and they had so much barbecue sauce on top of them. I was like, this is so gross. I don't even like barbecue sauce. I thought it would I don't know. Who likes them? It was so ridiculous. But, this is in Ridgecrest, California. It's in the middle of nowhere. You get what you don't get what you pay for, but because I didn't pay anything for it. Well, I guess that does apply. But I'm just saying, like, when you're in these kinds of areas, apparently they have a nice French restaurant that's very highly rated, and people say the food is authentic. It's always interesting to me when people say, like, in the middle of, like, here, French food is authentic. Okay, maybe it's made by French people, but, like, how authentic can it be, really? It's one thing to say, like, when you're in California or in New Mexico or in Arizona, Texas, those, like, border towns, cities, states. If you say authentic food is authentic, then okay, like authentic Mexican food is authentic because we're bordering. Okay, because I know that some people will bring food literally from Mexico and make it here. So let's say, for argument's sakes, the people who prepped the food are not Mexican, but all the ingredients are authentic. Is that food more authentic than if it were prepped by Mexicans in a Mexican restaurant with ingredients that were purchased here? Is that less authentic? Anyway, so I guess, I don't know, maybe that's debatable, because you could still say it is authentic if everything was shipped in, not by the restaurant itself, but if they went to Walmart and they bought, like, French cuisine stuff that was brought here from France. At this point, isn't everything from China, really, and Mexico and some of these places? And just, sometimes it'll say designed in America, which is so tricky. I know I'm talking about clothes because I sell clothes. In my eBay store, The Lovely Brook, My Brook, and Cracker Brook. So anyway, I still kind of want to check out that French restaurant just because, to treat myself. Oh, shoot. They have... Anyway, my mind is getting sidetracked a little bit. I wish somebody would comp me a stay in one of the hotels in Ridgecrest, even though it's 25, 30 minutes drive from my house. You can still do a staycation down the street from your house, shit. And that's not even down the street. It would be nice to go and do a staycation there. And maybe I can go to that restaurant for one of the nights. Just like a 2-night stay. Hang out, walk to the places in Ridgecrest, that kind of thing. I've never done that. I've stayed in Inyokern, which is 10 minutes drive from Ridgecrest. And half of that stay was a nightmare. Some of them are very nice, memorable. It was with somebody I was with. And I digressed a lot. But we'll wrap up the French place. I'm going to check it out. That's one more thing that I'm going to look up. And so, yeah, this guy is like... Yeah, it bugged that he would be... Not necessarily because I'm working on my car and leave me alone, because you didn't know that that's what I was doing. But for you to think that I have time to be condescended by you is so condescending in and of itself. About Yoshinoya, he was like, why not? I said, I'm not into Chinese, that kind of stuff. I don't feel like that right now. I'm not super into that. I love Japanese food, by the way, and I've enjoyed... I'm such a foodie. I do enjoy. I wouldn't look like I do if I didn't like food. So it's obvious that I like food. I also have, other mental, emotional situations that make me look like this, but that's neither here nor there. But I do enjoy my food. I have a whole Instagram page dedicated to what I eat. It's babalat.brook. My regular Instagram is babalatbrook. So I said that because, first of all, I'm not trying to go to a restaurant. Let's go to a fast place, put the thing in the car, and let's keep it moving. We have 3 hours or more to get home after my 30-something hours. Can we not go on a date right now? Because I feel like that's what we're about to do. I'm just like, are you really that... What's the word? You don't have a chance with, and you married. I cannot say this, like enough times. Your ass is married. Yeah, it's complicated, but, and also I'm not trying to, and I keep saying like I'm not trying to date anybody. But I think that just because you said that, it doesn't mean anything to someone, not just a guy, but to some people. And also, they also like, this is somebody who is dismissive and condescending, and I'm about to profile him, so be warned. This is also a Middle Eastern guy who has those values. I'm not saying everybody from the Middle East is this way, but I've had my fair share of experiences. We'll keep it like that. One of the stories is on my blog, the guy from Iran. My blog is babalapuk.com. But that's just one guy. I'm just saying I've had my fair share. And I lived in Eastern Europe, that whole area. I'm just saying I've had those experiences on my blog too. So I really need to start writing my memoir because, anyway. Yeah, like, why wouldn't I know that Halle Berry is Halle Berry? I even said, I was like, well, what is she doing there? I wasn't going to reply, by the way, but I was test driving my car. Not test driving, but just like amping up the battery. So I was driving for like 20 to 30 minutes after I jump started it finally. And I happened to be right outside his house. So I said, oh, wait, you're home. And he said, yeah. I said, you don't have to come out. I'm asking because I see both your work car and your car outside your house. He was like, what? Are you here? I said, yeah, but I'm just testing the car, so don't worry about it. And I said, so what's going on with Halle Berry? And he says, that's my daughter that she's with. I understand that as a dad, you know, you're probably proud, like, oh my God. Like if you go to his office, his daughter is everywhere, just that one daughter. Like, first of all, you have 3. So this is crazy. But now you're more proud of this one because she's in politics and she's doing these things and okay, whatever, man, who cares? I'm very judgmental of parents just in general, in case you can't tell throughout the vibe of it all. So whatever, you know. And yeah, that's my daughter. I'm like, okay, so whatever. And it's like, half the time I do things out of guilt when it comes to relating with people. If it were up to me, I would just not deal with anybody. But I'll think to myself, oh, I feel like, you know, like this person helped me with a ride from the airport or whatever. So how much do I owe this person in regards to what they want from me? Even though what they want, I don't want to give to them. But now give them just a little bit, just so that they don't feel like, you know what I mean? There's guilt there. And that kind of thing. And some people will, especially like a male to female type deal, because that's all I'm accustomed to. A male will then continue to do things for you, and now you got to reciprocate. That's how some women find themselves intertwined in relationships where they're like, oh, you know, it's like before they knew it, they're already in a relationship with this person, one thing led to another. It's not with me. I've never been that person. One thing doesn't lead to another with me, like at all. Like, no. So that's why I tell people, like, don't do things for me. And if you do, and you have a chance of charging me for them, charge me. Let me pay you in dollars. And I would much rather keep my dollars, but I'd rather pay you. That just shows you how much I value, how much I'm not trying to be linked up with you. I would much rather, I don't want to be indebted to anybody. It's cheaper to just pay people in cash than to be indebted to them for life for something that would have cost you $50. Like, and sometimes I'll even put that $50 there so that at any given point I'll be like, here you go. One guy that I dated gave me, I think it was rent money for Christmas. No, it wasn't rent. It was like for a phone. No, it was I don't know. I think it was for rent. That 1 month. And they were like, here you go, it's your Christmas gift or whatever. I was like, wow, it's so thoughtful. Thinking, I thought, well, this guy did say he was going to take care of me. And maybe he meant it. And this was a love bombing guy. That story is also on my blog. I was like, oh, this is great. And then more than a year later, he brings up that you owe me a certain amount of money. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, it's so ironic. This is a guy who used to, his favorite quotes was, I don't owe you shit. So he was like, you owe me, you never paid me back. You scammed me, you robbed me and whatever. And I thought, wow, you literally offered this. What? And even after we broke up, years after we had broken up, we were like, not rekindling, but like a friendship type thing. It was kind of a comfort zone, and also it's like some kind of a Stockholm syndrome on my part, just dealing with a psychopath that I managed to escape from. I would like to say unscathed, but that would be false. So I remember I was out of state tracking, and this person got a chance to talk to me, and it went okay. Everything goes okay with him until there's a snap and somebody's gonna die. That kind of thing. And he tried, and he just got all worked up and whatever. I'm thinking, fuck you. And then he brought up that whole thing of, you owe me money. I said, listen, you son of a bitch. Like, if you want to do that, first of all, how are you so comfortable that instead of really treasuring the fact that your ass is unblocked right now, how are you letting yourself be so comfortable to get to the point of bringing up shit? You should be giving me money to be begging to remain in my life. Not trying to but like you trying to get an upper hand. You will never have an upper hand with me. You will never. You tried to have an upper hand and to do all kinds of things. And I out-apprehended your ass when we were together. That just goes to show you I am not the one. So for you to let yourself slip up and be telling me that, I said to him, give me your banking account. Give me your bank account number right now. I will transfer it. Let me tell you what. I was going to pay that nigga to get the fuck out of my life. I said, give me your bank account number right now. I will transfer those funds. He doesn't want the money. It's a candle, a carrot. This is a carrot dangler, folks, that we're talking about. So I was trying to do that. So I was like, no, we are not doing that, bro. Like, let's call a thing what it is. Give me I will pay. Oh, you want your money? I'll pay you. You will never be able to use that against me ever again. Nope. I said, after today, if you ever bring that up again, I will block you. Guaranteed. I will never talk to you again. If you want to ever talk to me again, don't ever bring that shit up again. Because you tried it. Take your money now or don't ever ask for that money again. What's your bank account? I was ready. I wasn't even fucking around. I always have $1 to pay a back. What are you talking about? I was making the most money I ever had too in that gig, staying in a fucking hotel. Everything was paid for. Even if I wasn't, even now that I'm just low budging my way through life, I have $1,000 to pay somebody if I owed you, I have $1,000 to pay you back, dude. Like, let's not. I lived with you and I had $1,000 in the bank. Why didn't you ask for $1,000 then? So I would much rather, now I just told you this sucks. I would much rather I'm just not the kind of person who wants to be mixed up with people in that kind of way. I just can't owe people anything. I will pay you and I'll pay you so much. And then I will remove myself from you. I can see that thing from a distance. I'll be like, oh, this is what this is trying to be. Like this guy? No, madam. You and your Halle Berry, you can lick my behind. No, thank you. Like, so you're trying to say that your daughter is hanging out with Halle Berry, somebody that I don't even know. Who gives a fuck? Even when I found out who Halle Berry was, instead it just made me want to block you more. So this is not going the direction that you think that it's going to go. You must have a small penis that you're very self-aware about, which has nothing to do with me. I couldn't be bothered if it was small or not, even if you didn't have it. I'm not sure I didn't have it, actually. So, now, dude, like, I don't care. This is the same person who keeps offering me jobs. I don't want your jobs. I don't want this. I don't care about Halle Berry. I asked, what's Halle Berry doing there? And she was like, they're doing a fundraiser for domestic violence. I said, oh yeah, I remember there was that publicized thing with a model. And he said, I thought it was a baseball player. I'm thinking, this is all public. This is Halle Berry, folks. It's all public information. And for her to be involved with that, it's probably part of the fact that it was publicized. And now it's like, okay, maybe not. I don't mean to take away anything from her, but I'm just saying. So I was like, okay, I actually didn't even tell anybody since then that, oh my God, can you believe the daughter of a dude I know was with Halle Berry? I don't care. Somebody is with Halle Berry right now. Somebody was with Halle Berry yesterday. Somebody is going to be with Halle Berry tomorrow. And the sun still rises in the east and sets in the west in my life. It doesn't change anything. I hope that information would fix my car, so I can go somewhere this very coming weekend. But, the car's still fucked. I mean, I might still go somewhere, though, just saying. So, so what I was thinking was, I said it was a model, and he said, no, I thought it was a baseball player. I'm thinking, oh God, like, who gives a fuck? So I said, oh yeah, wait, the model is the one who ended up with a black eye. And he said, ha ha ha. First of all, there's one thing with a guy having game and not having game. And then there's the opposite of having game, which is also the opposite of not having game. Just the worst thing. Because the stuff that you're doing, I don't know about this fucking guy. I don't know if it's just me and my psychological issues of looking for things that make me want to block people, but this person is going to get blocked. I don't care how helpful he can be or whatever. I would rather walk from here to the airport. His ass is going to get blocked. Point blank, period. Thank you. Bye.